I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't gonna get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You gotta understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you gotta work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not gonna be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, that is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces, and then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know. That was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, The Definition of Man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the woman you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, The Definition of Game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Top Soil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Yo, we here. What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the motherfucking dating game. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to my lovely, sexy, stupendous, awesome, vibrant, what other adjectives? It's just all the fucking sexy, awesome adjectives in the world. Shout out to my lady, April MC in the building. Shout out to April in the building. Shout out to John Franklin, Jay Bird got game, Duke Alex, AT, Wicked Scorpion was good. Shout out to Tech Kanishi was good. Bad Boy Ricardo in the building. What's going on? P. Wayne, Duke Alex is up in here. Steve O Baby, R Gully. Aussie's in the building. Frankie Shy, Studio Herb Music, June Sports, Still the King in the building. Who else we got up in here? Arturo Baz, my dude Cambo is in the building. Gilmero, what's popping with you? What's going on with you? TMJ was good. Lord Basketball Fantastic is in the building. B Daddy's in the building, man. We got a lot of people up in here, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Phoenix is up in here. Kid Frankie, shout out to you, Champ Lee. And who else we got up in here? Joe Blast. Joe Blast in the motherfucking building. Ludway. Shout out to my dude Kobe Lean in the building. Mark Tavius. What's popping with you? Who else we got up in here? JHOR. What's good with you? Dr. Steele. Rass is in the building, man. We got everybody up in here, man. Mr. Go Blue. Appreciate you. So let's get into this, man. So today we're talking about, today's topic is lust is a good thing. You understand what I'm saying? It's a good fucking thing. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. We're going to be talking about how lust is a good thing. We're going to be talking about also why winners can have lots of sex and never lose. Right now, you might be confused because you saw on the thumbnail, I have, Shannon Sharp on the thumbnail. We already know he lost. He lost big time, right? And what I want to tell you guys is that he didn't lose because of lust. He lost because he ain't got no fucking game. You understand what I'm saying? But what I'm going to be responding to, I'm going to be responding to a video from, I think he's an author and a YouTuber named Jason Wilson, because he actually did a video, talking about, Shannon Sharp getting fired. And he was essentially, in the video talking about how lust, was the reason, and you got to control your lust and all this other stuff. Right. And what you got to understand is that lust is a good thing because you're supposed to, have that lust within you in order for you to desire to have sex. You understand what I'm saying? And you're supposed to desire to have sex because you're supposed to fuck women so that you can get them pregnant. Right now, whether you get women pregnant or not, that's your prerogative. Whether or not you use sex for pleasure, that's your prerogative. Right now, but the thing is that the lust has to be in you in order for this shit to go on like it's supposed to go on. The problem is that when you have guys who put lust, right, over their masculinity, over their masculine identity, when they put lust above themselves, that's when the issue arises. But lust within itself is not a bad thing, and you should not be trying to deny or, resist the lust inside you. You understand what I'm saying? You should not be trying to do that. Exactly. The lust is inside you. That's a fact. That's a fact. Because the thing is this, is that you can't do anything to stop the lust. The lust is going to be there. But the problem is you have a lot of people, what they do is that they will try to shame you because you're lustful. They'll try to, sort of like knock it down and suppress it. It's trying to suppress the lust. You feel what I'm saying? Exactly. Lust is a must. That's a fact. So you're not supposed to suppress your lust, right? You're supposed to accept your lust, but you're not supposed to make your lust get you in situations that are going to be detrimental to you. But see, when you have game, this is the type of shit that's, you're not going to have to worry about that. But if you don't have game, then you're going to have to worry about that stuff. But the problem is that you have people who will try to make it seem as if the lust is the problem. That's not the problem. They make it seem as if you wanting to have sex with a bunch of women is the problem. They make it seem as if you checking out a chick because she got a fat ass and you thinking about fucking her is the problem. That is not the problem. The problem is that when guys don't have game and they compromise who they are for sex, that's the problem. It's when they have that lust, and instead of them saying, hey, listen, I have a masculine identity, I have game, I do things a certain way, and I'm not going to give a woman my dick unless she is following my lead and doing things exactly how I want them done, right? Most guys can't do that. What most guys do is they are chasing pussy and hoping to get pussy. And so what happens is that they're led by their lust. You see what I'm saying? But before we get into all that stuff, though, we got to real quick tell you guys go to Cunningham Elements.com to get the masculine identity parfum, masculine identity soap, and the shea butter. Make sure you guys go to CunninghamElements.com.
Do it.
Make sure y'all do that and get that cracking. You feel what I'm saying? Also, make sure you guys go to shoplocario.com.
Do it.
Make sure you guys do that. Go get that online dating consultation with myself in April, because we are going to hook you up with this online dating game so that you guys can get more matches, more dates, more sex for your lustful ass. You feel what I'm saying? And we gonna go in today, man, because I'm tired of people trying to shit on sex and lust. Okay, this is important. You have to respect the lust, right? And also make sure you guys go to shoplocario.com and get master the vetting process, how to succeed in casual and long-term relationships. Make sure you guys do that. Go to shoplocario.com to get master the vetting process. This is a must. If you are not vetting women, you are doing it all wrong, and you are preparing yourself for drama, nonsense, and a bunch of bullshit if you're dealing with women, if you don't know how to vet. So make sure you guys go get that, and also get all of the other books, programs on shoplocario.com, like these other ones, how to have sex with 2 women a day. Why? Because you got that lust in you. You feel me? So make sure you guys go and get that shit cracking. Get it going. I know somebody who's not familiar with my work. They'll pass by this video and be like, this guy Locario's crazy. What is he talking about? What is he talking? He's talking about all this fornication and sinning. Yes. And we're going to get into that too, because I think this guy, Jason Wilson, we're going to be talking about his video. I think he's very religious, because I was watching a video and he was talking about, Proverbs and Bibles and Bible verses and stuff. So, also keep that in mind, because, and this is no shade to anybody religious, you believe what you believe. But, a lot of religious people, they'll adhere to, the Bible, especially, if they're a Christian, they're going to, adhere to that Bible and, take certain things from there. And, the Bible has some game in it. But the thing is that a lot of times what happens is that people have been taught to go against their nature, their natural energy when it comes to relationships. And also a lot of people have been taught that they are separate from God. You understand what I'm saying? And we'll get into more of that in a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? But guys, if you want to call up, the call-in number is 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300 is the number. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat and we will get to your question. You feel what I'm saying? So let me bring up this video real quick, and then we are going to get into this stuff right here. Let me do this like this. Hold on. Let me do this way. Here we go. And then let me blow this up real quick. And so he came out with this video called Shannon Sharp Fired, Another Warning to Men. Okay. So we're going to go through this. We're going to talk about it. We're going to start it, stop it. And then we're going to, talk about what he's talking about. We're going to get into what's being said here. And we're going to, really break this down so you guys understand what's going on out here in the streets. Okay. Let's get into this. Here we go.
With you and your loved ones. Today, I want to share my thoughts about Shannon Sharp being fired from ESPN. While the details are still unfolding, what concerns me more is what this moment reveals about us as men. Because whether you're in the spotlight or not, there's a pattern playing out far too often.
Now, let me stop him there. So he's saying what it reveals about us men, and there's a pattern being played out. See, this pattern that's being played out are guys who don't have game, like Shannon Sharp, who are tricking and simping, and then they get played. You understand? So a lot of the stuff he's going to be talking about really applies to guys who don't have any fucking game. You understand what I'm saying? And so you're going to see as he's talking, and it's really an issue of guys not having game, not necessarily about lust. You feel what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Men rising to prominence and then falling. Not because of a lack of talent or even a lack of discipline, but a lack of sexual self-control. And I've said this before, but
so he's basically saying there's a lack of sexual self-control, right? So he's saying that these guys don't have any self-control when it comes to sex, and therefore their lust is getting them into these situations and predicaments, right? So what you got to understand is that when people talk about like sexual discipline, sexual self-control or whatever it is like that, most of the time what they're really telling you is, hey, I know you're horny and I know you have that lust in you, but don't do it. Just don't do anything. You understand? Or matter of fact, save yourself for marriage, get you a nice woman and then marry her and make her an honest woman. And then you could have sex with your wife. Right. But so they want you to bury the desire to have sex deep inside, and they call that sexual discipline or sexual self-control. This is also another thing that women will do when they try to, manipulate you into fucking giving them more attention. You're trying to hook up with the girl. Hey, I think we should wait. I really love a man who has sexual self-discipline. I like a guy who's disciplined when it comes to sex. If you were disciplined, you wouldn't need to want to have sex so soon, right? They'll hit you with that bullshit. Right? So that's the thing. It's the it's the thing of, trying to say that there has to be this sexual discipline, right? And the discipline they're talking about is don't have sex even though you desire it. Or if you're going to have sex, you need to have sex in a committed monogamous marriage or shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? But let's continue.
It's important that I repeat it now. This isn't just about another man's downfall. This is about a dangerous lie that has been told to a generation of men. The lie is that manhood is about conquest and that you have to have sex with whoever you want, do whatever you want. And if consequences come from your actions, just buy your way out.
No. So this is the thing. It's not about you, guys thinking, well, have sex and do whatever you want. If there's a consequence, you just buy your way out. But the issue though is that the way that he's phrasing it, what a lot of guys are going to think is, oh, well, me wanting to have sex might not be a good thing, or me, having this lust might not be a good thing. Me wanting to do multiple women might not be a good thing, because if I do these things, I could be like Shannon Sharp. You understand? And that's the thing that I want to sort of stop in its tracks, because this can get this message can sort of get lost in translation. Because what happens is that people will blame the thing, or they'll look at the thing, the actual thing that's happening, which is the sex. And they're not actually looking at the person behind the sex, meaning the person who's making certain decisions that's causing them to have issues, right? And so what happens is that most people, because they can't critically think, they're going to think he's saying, or feel like he's saying, or he could be implying that even though you have lust or you have those sexual feelings, right? Just suppress that. Don't do anything about it, because if you do, then you will end up like Shannon Sharp. You understand? But let's continue.
We've been conditioned to believe that if you don't have power, money, and women, your manhood is in question. But that lie is why so many of us end up successful, but still suicidal, surrounded, but still lonely. That, my brothers, is not the way. That's not peace. That's a facade. See, my brothers, we've been misled. You've been taught that it's okay to follow your flesh instead of mastering it.
No, it is okay to follow your flesh, actually. So what he's saying that he said we've been taught it's okay to follow your flesh, meaning that it's okay to, have sex because your flesh is saying that I want to have sex. See, that's the point. You're supposed to have sex because your flesh is giving you the signal. It's communicating with you that you should be having sex. You understand what I'm saying? But remember, when a lot of people are religious, a lot of religious people have been taught to feel ashamed about being a human being. You understand? Oh, you want to have sex? That's a sin. You can only have sex this way, which this book said. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is that a lot of people, when they're trying to, just like I think in a Christian religion, they say you're born a sinner or some shit like that. Like you're born into sin. So as soon as you're born, you're a sinner. There's something wrong with you already. And Jesus died for your sins and all this other stuff, right? And I don't want to get too religious into this, but I'm just saying. So now what happens is that now you are led to feel ashamed about doing something that's natural. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. You said your flesh tells you to eat food, so you eat the food. You don't starve yourself. Should be the same thing with sex. Exactly. Exactly. Now, if you eat a lot of food, right, you might get big and go crazy and get overweight or get diabetes or whatever the fuck it is, right? So you do things balanced and in moderation. But it's not like you're saying, man, I'm hungry. I should just refrain from food, right? If you're horny, why you got to refrain from sex? Have sex. You understand? Make sure that you're doing it responsibly and make sure you're not being reckless with it. You understand? It's really that simple. But let's continue.
You've been praised for being a player instead of prepared to truly be a protector. And now too many of us are mistaking recklessness for masculinity.
See, and this is the thing. Notice he said you are, looking at recklessness as masculinity. But what is the recklessness he's talking about? Because he never broke down what specifically is the reckless thing. So essentially he's saying you guys giving in to the lust or being lustful or having sex is the reckless thing. Right? Because he didn't say, hey guys, listen, here's sex. You want to have sex. It's natural for you to have sex. This is a way to have sex that is positive, beneficial. And then this is the way to have sex that's reckless. He just said it's recklessness. You understand? But the topic is the sex. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's no differentiation. There's no like separating it. So he's almost like making a blanket statement about sex and it being reckless. You understand what I'm saying? Now, again, you can do a sexual situation or have sex and it can be reckless, but sex within itself, or you having lust and giving into your flesh and having sex within itself, is not reckless. It's natural. But let's continue.
Please don't swerve on what I'm saying. When your manhood is tied to your libido, you will always be one temptation away from losing everything.
See, and I agree with that. So your manhood should not be attached to your libido. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying, where the whole thing with Shannon Sharp, his situation was he basically put his lust over his manhood. Right? He basically was like, fuck this. I'm trying to get this pussy by any means necessary. Let me go beg this chick to fuck with me. Matter of fact, let me give her some money. Let me do this. Let me do that. So he's going all out of character just to try to get the pussy. So his mistake wasn't desiring sex and wanting to have sex. His mistake was desiring sex and then disrespecting himself to get it. You see what I'm saying? Let's continue.
It is written that a man without self-control is as defenseless as a city with broken down walls. That's Proverbs chapter 25, verse 28. See, in ancient times, a city's walls were its protection. Without them, you were exposed to every enemy and every attack. So without sexual self-control, you're not just vulnerable, my brothers, you're already compromised.
So again, it's not about you having sexual self-control. It's about you basically saying, I have a way I do things, and the way I do things benefit me. So now if I'm dealing with a woman, right, she's going to do things the way that I do them. And so because she's going to do things the way that I do them, right, then I don't have to worry about anything fucked up happening through the sexual situation or sex act. See, with Shannon Sharp, he was basically begging the chick to fuck with him and then paying her to fuck with him. So that means that she wasn't fucking with him on his terms. Because if you have a woman who has sex with you on your terms, that means that she's actually having sex with you the way that you want to have the sex. So then nothing is real, nothing fucked up is happening. You understand what I'm saying? See, the fucked up shit happens when you are having sex on the woman's terms, or you are not the type of guy who has a program or way of doing things to get shit cracking, right? You're not the type of guy who is attractive to women, so you're finding all these weird ass ways to get sex. You're finding these weird ways to have that outlet. So it's not about you denying sex, right? Or denying yourself to sex. It's about I am being honest, knowing that I have that lust in me, and what is the most positive and beneficial way for me to do this thing. That's what it's about. But let's continue.
It's not a lifestyle you're living. It's what I call a death style. And what's worse, this lack of self-control isn't even being addressed. We go to men's conferences and youth camps and talk about tying ties and making money, but nobody wants to talk about lust or adultery or porn. Well, I don't want to say nobody, but.
And you see, you notice how, okay, he said nobody wants to talk about lust, adultery, and porn. So notice, so what I'm saying is he's putting all of these in a category. And so he's basically saying everything that I just mentioned, there's something wrong about that. We got to know, lust is crazy. We got to talk about that. We got to talk about adultery. Adultery is fucked up, right? Now, with all three of those things, I would say, yes, adultery is fucked up, right? But then he also said porn. So he's putting all these things on a different level, right? Now, again, I know he's a religious dude. I'm just saying. But what you guys got to understand is that there's nothing wrong with porn. There's nothing wrong with lust. You understand? See, it's as simple as this, right? It's like a knife within itself is not a bad thing. But if you use a knife to stab someone and kill them, then hey, that's fucked up. Now, should we say, hey guys, we should get rid of all knives? No. It's how you use the knife. You understand? So it's the same thing with lust and sex and all these different things. How are you doing it? How are you navigating in these situations? That's the important part, right? You don't blame the knife for somebody getting killed with the knife. You blame the person who stabbed the person with the knife. You blame the person who stabbed the person who died by the knife, not the knife. Same thing with sex. You don't blame the sex. You understand what I'm saying? You blame the person of how they're going about it. All right, so let's continue.
It's rare that we hear those topics talked about or discussed. Rarely do people or men want to talk about how broken homes and STDs are often rooted in one thing: uncontrolled or unmastered lust.
You see what I'm saying? So you're saying broken homes and STDs is because of lust. No, it's not because of lust. It's because of the guy who was lusting didn't know how to do this correctly. You understand? So the broken home isn't about him having sex because of his lust. The broken home is because he had sex unprotected, got the chick pregnant, and now this occurred. Because what about all the other people who's lusting, having sex, and who don't create broken homes? Right? It's not about the STDs. It's about them not being protected when they were having sex. What about all the people having sex because of their lust who don't have STDs? You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is a lot of times when people are not critically thinking, right? They'll hear stuff and then they'll just attach this to that. Oh, you gotta not have sex because you're gonna get an STD. You gotta not fuck with this lust thing because you're gonna create broken homes. Really? Really? Let's continue.
We're teaching boys how to dress for an interview, but not how to discipline the thoughts that make them want to have sex with every girl they see. My brothers, we have truly lost our way.
So this is the thing. He's saying we're not teaching them how to have discipline with them wanting to have sex with every girl they see, right? So now, what is the solution, or what are the things that we should be teaching them about wanting to have sex with every girl they see? Is it to tell them that they shouldn't want to have sex with every girl they see? Is it telling them, hey, it's wrong for you to want to have sex with every girl you see? Right? Now, if I was to tell them that, would that stop them from wanting to have sex with every girl they see? Or maybe this will be a better situation. Because I know that no matter what I say, they're still going to want to have sex with every girl they see. How about I teach them, right, the way to have sex with a condom, making sure that you're protecting yourself all the time, making sure you're not dealing with a chick who's crazy, all these other things. Why don't we teach them that so that when they do have sex, because they are, that they're protecting themselves? You see what I'm saying? So what a lot of people, talk about is that they're telling you to avoid or stop doing something that is natural. You understand what I'm saying? These little motherfuckers ain't gonna stop. Oh, well, sex, lust is not good because, it's a sin. And, if you're just having sex out of wedlock, that's gonna be a sin. And, the Bible says, and they don't give a shit about that. You understand what I'm saying? They're still gonna do it. So how about you teach them the right way to do it? It's that simple. Instead of trying to tell them they shouldn't do it. That's crazy. Because they're gonna do it. They're gonna do the shit. So let's continue.
Sexual self-control is the power to control one's sexual desires and erotic emotions, especially in tempting situations. But today, sex has become like a sport, not sacred, not covenant, just a game. And when sex becomes your scoreboard, women stop being humans.
What? Wait, so if you, okay, hold on. Let me get this straight. So you said women stop being humans if you just look at them as like people you want to have sex with? Is that right? Let me rewind. Maybe I missed it. Hold on. Maybe I missed it.
But today, sex has become like a sport, not sacred, not covenant, just a game. And when sex becomes your scoreboard, women stop being humans.
So, okay, so if you're interested in interacting with women because you just want to have sex with them, that means that you don't see them as human? So does that also count for my Uber driver? Because I see him as a person to get me from point A to point B. Does that also apply to the DoorDash guy who brings me my food because I see him as someone to just bring me food? Does that also apply to my barber because I see him as someone who cuts my hair? So are all these other people not human also because I see them as a means to end to this particular situation? So I utilize the barber to cut my hair. I utilize the Uber driver to drive me somewhere. I utilize the DoorDash person to get me my food, and I utilize the woman for sex. So because I utilize her for sex, that means that I don't see her as human? I'm confused. But let's continue.
They become targets. You don't pursue intimacy, you just collect bodies.
Oh, shit. He said you don't pursue intimacy, you just collect bodies. So let me ask the question. Why does the situation need to be intimate? Right? So you can have an intimate moment with someone you're having sex with, but just because you're having sex with someone doesn't mean it has to be an intimate situation. You understand what I'm saying? Like, where's the rule that says that sex needs to be an intimate situation? Where'd they write this at? You understand what I'm saying? Like, who came up with that idea? Somebody tell, maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Who said that we have to be having this super intimate experience? Maybe, I just want to get a nut. Is that so bad? Is that so bad that I just want to get a nut? Is that so bad? I don't know. Maybe something wrong with me. All right, let's continue.
The term trophy wife alone is proof of how far we've fallen as men, as protectors, as providers, as leaders, as lovers. The term trophy wife insults the Most High's masterful creation of women and turns his daughters into objects.
See, I agree with him with the trophy wife shit because the trophy wife thing is basically putting a woman on a pedestal. So I do agree with him on that. But let's continue.
And when boys grow up watching that, mimicking that, repeating that, they don't just mistreat women, they inherit the same dysfunction we, the men, never healed from. Remember, children don't do what we say, they do what we do. And if you're not careful, sex will become your drug, and theirs too. The more you indulge, the more you crave, it will eventually take more intensity, more frequency, and even more perversion to feel what you're used to feeling.
See, now it's interesting that he says that because that's half true. Because when you have a lot of sex, right, you get used to sex. And so you might want different women. You understand what I'm saying? You might want to, do different shit with the chicks and all this other stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So that is actually, true, but it's not to the point where, unless you are, on some super freaky ditty shit, you understand what I'm saying? then you're good. But let's continue.
You'll keep chasing the high, needing a new woman just to feel alive, all while you're walking dead.
And that part right there is an issue because if you're chasing women to feel alive, if you're chasing sex to feel alive, then you're actually doing this wrong. This is why I've said this a billion times. See, a lot of times when you hear guys like pickup artists and stuff, they say, man, you know what? I've been, hooking up with these girls for so long and I feel so empty. You know why they feel empty? Because they were looking for sex to fulfill them, fulfill that void they had within themselves, right? Sex is not going to make you happy. You understand? Think about sex like eating a cheeseburger. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're hungry, you eat the cheeseburger and you go on with your day. You're horny, you fuck, and then you go on with your day. That's it. So if you're looking for, nobody says, man, you know what? I thought that cheeseburger I was going to eat was going to make me happy. No, you just ate it because you was hungry. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue.
This is why I talk about the spirit behind lust, because it doesn't just aim to destroy your relationships. It wants to rob your bank account and deter you from your purpose.
And see, that's what's going to happen if you don't have game. Because he said this lust is going to rob your bank account and deter you from your purpose. How, Sway? Unless you're a guy who don't have game. Listen, I've had sex with probably 98, 99, more sex than probably 98, 99% of the male population, right? Me having all this sex didn't deter me from my purpose, didn't deter me from, making shit happen in life and all this other stuff. Why? Because I just accepted that I want to fuck, and then I just fucked women who want to fuck me. It's that simple. You understand? I'm not sitting out here paying OnlyFans models and shit and fucking, smashing chicks raw and doing all this other extra stuff, right? Because when you have game, you can have sex with lots of women, enjoy yourself, and keep it pushing. It's that simple, but let's continue.
Lust will make you sacrifice your family, your finances, even your future, just for 5 minutes of pleasure. So
he said, lust will make you sacrifice your family and all this other stuff for 5 minutes of pleasure, man. This is crazy. My eyes itching like a motherfucker. But this is the thing. It's the problem. Is that, again, yes, that will happen if you don't have game. You understand what I'm saying? Because how does it affect your finances, family, and all this other shit if you're actually having sex on your terms and you have game? How? How is it going to affect it when you are the one who is in control of how the situation occurs? You are the one who loves yourself to the point where you only deal with women who show you the same type of love and energy that you give yourself. You see what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 3 warns us that a companion of prostitutes squanders his wealth. There were times in my life when I had to walk away from money just to protect my integrity. I remember I once walked away from a $25,000 kitchen remodel job just because the homeowner, who was a single woman, wanted me to be more than a contractor. She wanted me to, actually, she even said that she would like for me to be like a father to her son, and she knew I was married. And even though my friends had pressured me, who had worked for me, they said, man, dude, that's a lot of money, Jay, we're going to leave on the table. One of my laborers even offered to have sex with her just to keep the job.
Okay, so now he said that he almost had this contracting job, but the woman, I guess, wanted him to be with her and all this other shit. He declined it because of his integrity and so forth and so on. Right? So cool. This is exactly what I'm talking about. If that's the case, can he now say money is fucked up? You guys don't deal with money, because if you deal with money, you're going to run into people who's trying to hire you and be, on some bullshit. No, the money's not the issue. The issue is how he moved in the situation. So he said, listen, I don't like the fact that this woman is trying to get with me. And so therefore, I'm not going to fuck with her on any business or anything like that. right? So he made a decision, right? So his desire to get money wasn't the problem, right? It's how he conducted himself was the issue. And he conducted himself in a way that said, hey, I'm not going to take this money and I'm not going to involve myself with this woman because I know better than that, right? So the same way where he was able to make a decision to not take the money, even though he desired the money, right? It's the same way where a person could lust and make a decision to or not to do something, right? So that they don't get themselves into fucked up situations. So the same way where we wouldn't blame the money or his desire to get money, why is he blaming people's desire to be lustful? You understand what I'm saying? He said, y'all hear this tone elevate when he's talking about that contracting job situation. He remembers it fondly. He wanted the sex. Oh, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. But let's continue. Let's continue.
My brothers, this is how far we have fallen, but be encouraged. We can still rise. Even in the streets, my brothers, lust has been the kryptonite that has taken the lives of many men. Back in my era.
Wait, is it lust or was it the actions that these motherfuckers took because of lust? You see what I'm saying? Again, it's all of this stuff about blaming the lust versus looking at the person taking the action. But let's continue.
If someone wanted to set up a drug dealer, they didn't send the hitman first. They sent a woman, because a man enslaved by lust will go wherever she wants him to go. And
again, this is not about lust. It's about a guy not having game. So he basically saying that if they wanted to set up a drug dealer, they'll send a woman because he'd be susceptible to the woman based on him being lustful. No, because he don't have game, he made his lust. He put the lust in front of his masculine identity. He put the lust in front of the purpose. So don't blame lust. Blame the nigga who ain't got no fucking game. That's it. But let's continue.
Like Proverbs chapter 7 warns us and says that, and it talks about this type of woman. It says she seduced him with her pretty speech and enticed him with her flattery. He followed her at once like an ox going to the slaughter.
Okay, now let's, you see? Let's read this, class. She seduced him with her pretty speech and enticed him with her flattery. He followed her at once like an ox going to the slaughter. So, what do we know about guys who follow women? They don't have no fucking game. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's not lust's fault that the motherfucker ain't got no game. But let's continue.
Little knowing it would cost him his life, his job, his career, his future. I'm paraphrasing there. For she has been the ruin of many, many men have become her victims. Her house is the road to the grave. Her bedroom is the den of death.
You see all of this? This dude, and my allergies are going crazy today. Having allergies are the fucking worst. Anyway, this dude, he's damn near red pill. You understand? Like, let me find out the Bible is red pill. Let me find out the Bible is red pill. Oh my God. Because he getting these quotes from the Bible. The Bible's spitting this red pill shit. Really? Because he said, little knowing it would cost him his life, for she has been the ruin of many, many men have been her victims. Her house is the road to the grave. Her bedroom is the den of death. Again, like I say, can any of this happen if the man has game and is only dealing with a woman who's following him? Notice this whole passage right here is about some fucking simp following a woman. This whole passage is right here. Proverbs 7:21-27. That's all about a simp ass nigga following some bitch. That's it. So it's not about, well, this lust is going to take over, so hide from your lust and run away from it. No, it's because this motherfucker is following a woman. But let's continue.
Meditate on that for a moment, my brothers. We all know it. We've all seen many men we admire, been inspired by. All have fallen on the same sword. Brothers, the word and this world has already shown us the outcome of having no sexual self-control.
No, that's the outcome of having no game. It's having no game. Again, when you have game, you're going to have self-control. So when you don't have game, you're just all over the place. You're led by your dick. You understand? But don't get it twisted and think that you have to sort of suppress your sexual desire. And you're going to see in a little bit, he's going to talk about different ways to, like, you know, deal with your lust. But let's continue.
If you don't master your lust will master you and lead you straight to destruction. My warriors, your masculine attributes were given to us or given to you by Yah. But without self-control, the power will always become perverted.
And see, this is the thing. It's not like he's saying anything, you know, that's wrong or doesn't make sense. The problem is it's the way he's framing it. And you're going to see in a little bit, it's being framed in the sense that, you know, the issue is your lust, but the real issue is that you are allowing the lust to take over, which means that you are not actually doing things in a way that is beneficial for you and having a strategy that makes things work out for you, which means you don't have no game. You understand what I'm saying? Let's continue.
Or I better yet say, without sexual self-control, that power will become perverted. Here are 6 actions every man enslaved to lust must take.
See, and see, so he's going to talk about 6 actions every man who is enslaved to lust can take. So let's see what he's going to say.
Number 1, repent. This isn't about saying I'm sorry so that you will feel better. This is about turning around before you walk off the cliff. Real repentance means real change. Yeah.
Wait. So he said the first thing you got to do is repent. I had to look up what repent means because I've heard the word, but I never. So repent, it says feel or express sincere regret or remorse about one's wrongdoing or sin. So basically, if you have lust, you should repent because it's wrong for you to feel lustful. Is that what we're saying? Is that what we're Is that what we're talking about? So let me get this straight. So the God who created you, which put lust in you, you have to repent to the same God and say, I was wrong for feeling these feelings you put in me. What? Where they do that at? You know what I'm saying? That's like you have a kid and your kid come out looking just like you. And you say, you know what? That's wrong. You shouldn't look like me. You should listen. I need you every day to say you're sorry for looking like me. What? So the same God who created you with the lust you have in you You have to now repent to that same God? Huh? That's crazy, but let's continue.
God doesn't need your apologies. He wants your surrender. Action step number 2, fear Yah. That's what keeps me faithful to my wife and on the narrow path. Yes, I deep.
See, in this the part you're gonna get into some religious stuff. I never understood this idea of fearing God. I just don't like, what are we talking about? Like, what is it with the fear God? Really? Let's continue.
Love Nicole and would never want to hurt her. But I've learned after counseling men who've cheated on their wives that love alone isn't enough to keep a man's lust in check. It's the fear of the Most High, because no human being can hold you accountable or convict you to change like his Holy Spirit.
So basically he's saying, I might have the desire to cheat on my wife, but the fear of God stops me from smashing that baddie over there. What? What are we talking about, man? Why we gotta fear God? Like, what are we talking about? See, the thing again, it's things that different people believe. Because see, a lot of religious people believe that they're separate from God. I don't believe that type of shit. I believe that we are God. You understand? I believe that everything is connected. We're all God. You understand? We're God living the human experience. You understand? So I had a line in one of my raps. I said, I think it was, what did I say? I said, if God is within, how could he be above me? You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is that in your physical form as an individual human, right? You could say, well, the God or the higher self, you understand? You could call it the higher self, right? Is, the illusion of the God that's separate from outside of you, but it's all really connected. It's all the same shit. So what am I fearing? I don't want to, I would love for a Christian or somebody to call up, you understand, and explain to me, why should we be fearing God? Can somebody please explain to me that? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue. You said fearing God is meant to be reverential fear, not a scared fear. They misinterpret that. But what does that mean? What's a reverential fear? I don't understand that. What does that even mean? That's crazy. But let's continue.
Action step number 3, set boundaries before you're tempted. As the saying goes, prepare for war during times of peace. Block women on social media who stir lust and train your algorithm to stop feeding you images and videos that tempt you to lust.
So he said, the way to get over this is to block women on social media who tempt you to be lustful. What? Are we serious? So wait, so again, see, see that right there within itself lets you know that lust is good and natural. Because if you have to block women on social media so that you won't be lustful, that means that the lust in you is real. What are we talking about? Okay, so you block the women on social media. Now you walk outside and you see a chick. What you gonna turn to? Oh, let me not look at this girl. Let me not look at that girl. Let me close my eyes when I'm walking down the street. Oh, I wanted to go see a movie. Oh, it's starring Megan Fox or oh my God, Scarlett Johansson. Oh my, I can't even watch this movie. I'm just feeling all these lustful feelings. What are we talking about? See, the problem is this. See, he's basically talking about avoiding. See, avoiding isn't going to do anything because by avoiding or renouncing it, you're just making the lust actually stronger. You understand what I'm saying? Because your avoidance of it is what keeps you tied to it. You understand what I'm saying? It keeps you tied to it because the reason why you're blocking the women is because you're feeling the lustful fucking, feelings. But you're gonna be reminded of the lustful feelings every time you go into your social media. Because even if you block it, right? Something else, an advertisement with a hot chick on it will just pop up out the blue. And it's gonna remind you that you were blocking the chicks in the first place. What are you're gonna block women in real life? You see what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? See, if you're an alcoholic, the best way to get over being an alcoholic, and see, I don't even want to associate alcohol, being an alcoholic to lust, because, lust is a good thing. But let's just use the alcoholic example. If you're an alcoholic, right? Avoiding bars or places that have drinks, right, is not going to be something that's sustainable. What needs to happen is that you need to push through the issue of the alcohol, meaning that you should be able at some point to go out with your friends at a bar, get a juice or a water and be fine. And just, you're chilling, you're good. You don't even have the desire or taste for alcohol. Why? Because you've gotten past it. You trying to avoid it is not really going to do anything for you. You got to figure out how to get past that shit. So it says reverential fear is a profound respect, awe, and reverence for God rather than a fearful dread. It encompasses acknowledging God's holiness, power, and authority, leading to a desire to obey him. Well, that's the thing. Like, so why do they call it fear though? That's what, like, you know what I'm saying? Why isn't it just like admiration or something? I don't understand this fear thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. That fear thing is crazy. Shit is crazy. But let's continue.
Simply click not interested, and your feed will only become what's beneficial to you. Action step number 4, respect your body. If you belong to Yahushua, your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. For it is written, do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have been given from God?
Hold on. Let's go to 347? 347. 347 going once.
Oh yeah, T. How you doing, brother?
What's going on? What's popping? Who this?
This is T. I donated some miles.
All right, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So what's going on with you? What's going on with you?
All right, 3036 coming out of New York City.
All right.
Yeah. My fault. I know you probably hear me back. Yeah, I wanted to go back to the quote that you had. You said somebody break down, like, basically what does it mean to fear?
Yeah.
To be honest, what it really means is to have respect for the game. You understand? It's just like,
wait, hold on. You said it means to have what?
Basically, to have respect for the game, to have respect for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Mm-hmm. Because God is all knowing. He's all being. Mm-hmm. He's all seeing. Mm-hmm. So knowing that he created everything, and we have to realize that the things that are outside were created by the things that you cannot see. In so many words, you know what I mean? Just like how you always say, the truth is within. Mm-hmm. So the truth is within inside you. So by you understanding that the truth is within inside you, you can see the bullshit that's going on around you. Mm-hmm. So now if you have a child and you sit there and you tell your child, listen, do not put your hand over that fire, because that fire will burn you. Mm-hmm. You understand? So what it is, you're giving them instruction. But on top of that instruction that you're giving them, you're also giving them you're implementing some type of fear in them, letting them know, listen, you can get burnt by this fire. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, it's like in so many words, to break it down, it's like a way of having respect for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. To have fear is to have respect for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's just like how a person might sit there and say, respect your mother and your father. You understand? Because that's just a form of instruction that a man must have.
Mm-hmm. But this the what I'm saying is can't you have that same respect without the fear?
Yes, sir.
So then what's the point of the fear? That's what I'm saying. Like what I'm saying is, what is the point of fearing God?
Because the proper word is reference, to reference a person.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to connect the idea of fear and fearing God. Why?
I think that's the semantics that us people play on each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, dealing with that whole philosophy of religion.
Mm-hmm.
That's the semantics that people use. They use that word. Oh, you got to fear. So now you can kind of feel lower than whatever that thing that's
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So that's why I feel like it's a bunch of bullshit. So why do you need to feel lower?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's semantical. That word fear is really semantical wordplay.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, but this is the thing. When you have that thought, right, then what it does is that it makes you feel lower and disconnected. So if I'm feeling lower, right, then the problem is that I'm basically lowering myself and not actually feeling the connection or seeing the connection that lets me know I don't need to fear.
Right.
You see,
okay, perfect. You're right. Like, let me just give a quick example like this. It's like you have Hawaii, you have like certain tropical islands and shit like that has volcano eruptions.
Mm-hmm.
So at certain times within the year, you're not able to go to certain islands or whatever because they might have a volcanic eruption.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So now you'll know through the understanding of, oh damn, we may not be able to go over here around this time because the possibility that volcano can erupt. Now, we don't want to be over there with the volcano erupt and get burnt the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So you'll reference that understanding and say, you know what? Let's keep ourselves away from that island for the time being. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that makes sense. But that's more so you just being aware. It's like crossing the street. I'm gonna look both ways before I cross. That doesn't mean I fear the street or fear the cars.
Right. So more so it's really like how you said. There you go. Being aware.
Right.
Being aware. That's a fact.
Right. So I think that's the thing. I was just wondering because I always hear that whole thing of, I have the fear of God or fear God or, the Bible saying you got to fear God. I'm like, what are we talking about here? That shouldn't even make no sense.
Yeah. That's the more sort of really semantical wordplay, bro.
Right.
I mean, it's really something that really puts us in a corner and makes us feel lesser than. You know what I mean? So
right.
we're not really able to live our lives within the fullest content as you would like to live it with proper understanding. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, as far as God within himself, he's all knowing, as we know, he's all knowing, he's all seeing, he's all knowledge. You understand the things that, like I said before, the things that are created from the outside was created from the things that we cannot see.
Right.
So that's where the respect comes in that. And I feel like that's where the religious people, that's why they try to say, oh, you must fear him. Because you gotta fear the things that you cannot see. You know what I mean? Right. That's all it is. I feel. All
right, man. Well, I appreciate the call, fam. That's what's up. Appreciate you, man.
Peace to the game and peace to you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Blessings.
All right, peace,
yes,
peace.
Sir.
All right. So, guys, if you want to call our numbers 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300. All right, so let's finish up this video real quick. And let me rewind it just a little bit so we could see some more what he's saying.
Official to you. Action step number 4, respect your body. If you belong to Yahushua, your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. For it is written, do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have been given from God? You are not your own. Action step number 5.
So he said, respect your body. So if my body is telling me that I desire pussy, shouldn't I respect it and fuck a chick? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. Like, isn't it disrespectful to deny what your body naturally wants and needs? Like, you understand what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Guard your eyes. It's written that we must guard our heart, for it is the wellspring of life. But we must also guard our eyes. For it is also written that Job made a covenant with his eyes to not look with lust.
Real quick. Hold on. Let me see. 913. It's popping. Who this?
Yeah, what's up? It's Steve from Virginia again. I donated to Miles.
All right. That's what's up.
So
what's going on?
Yeah, this topic actually kind of went back into one of the big problems that I'm always facing dating, and this is kind of like a dark cloud that has been hanging over my head for the last couple of years, so I'll try and keep it a little bit short. But I wasn't very religious kind of when I was just being an absolute dog in my younger 20s. And like, I was getting a lot of sex, and you know, sometimes I wasn't really like following exactly like your teachings at the time. I was just getting in where I fit in, you know, where if it's pick up stuff that I needed to do, I'll do it. So I end up matching with this chick on Bumble and stuff like that. And she, you know, pretty much carries the whole conversation. Like, I have to pretty much do nothing. She suggests we get dinner. And this is back in the day, like I said. So she suggests we get dinner. I was like, yeah, I'm kind of not feeling dinner, but whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? She after dinner, like, she's probably going to be down. And I was very confident as soon as I get out, I'm going to probably have sex. So we're chilling, and it's a normal casual date. And then it doesn't look that way, and it doesn't seem that way. But last minute, she tells me that she has herpes 1.
Okay.
And so I was pretty much right at the deed of going ahead and having sex with her. And then it kind of was God telling me in like a way, like a wake up call, saying like, hey, you're moving really fast. If you continue down this path of lust, as they call it, you're either ending up in a lifetime of either porn addiction, or you're going to end up in a lifetime of just having endless partners, you know? So you're never going to find somebody that you're going to really enjoy. And like, you're always going to look for the next best thing, you know? So like, now it's very difficult for me anytime I go out to like let that guard down and say, hey, I'm ready to have sex with the chick, because in the back of my head, I always think like every chick might be seeing might carry an STD. So like, I just don't know how to get over it.
Well, the thing is that if that's a real issue for you, then what you might have to do is you might have to, you know, deal with women in a manner where you tell them, hey, I need you to get a test before we have sex. You understand what I'm saying? That's the only thing you need to do, because other than that, you understand what I'm saying? Then, you know, shit's not gonna really pop off. So if your fear is that you're gonna have to be the type of guy that's gonna take it slow. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
It's like I'm trying to play two roles right now, where I'm trying to be the guy that's getting multiple chicks and not giving a fuck and trying to find a girl through that, or I'm running this super strict vetting process and not getting as much ass, because there's no way. In my opinion, I don't think there's going to be that many girls that'll just be down to get a test if they don't think it's going to go in a more serious direction.
Well, yeah, that's also a possibility too. So basically what it is that you got to pick your battles. So if this is something that really is like a real issue for you and you feel some type of way about it, then you're going to have to go that route in order to get what you want. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if this situation that happened didn't make it an issue, then you just continue to do what you do. Make sure you just protect yourself and get tested. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is that's the choice you got to make based on your own comfortability and your own, thoughts about the situation. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I was actually wanting to know, like, what's your philosophy behind it? Like, you've been in the game for a long time, right? And you're like probably fucked way more women than I have. So like, have you ever been scared of that in the back of your head? Like, damn, is this the last chick before I fucking, get some?
Yeah, I mean, I've had those things cross my mind. You understand what I'm saying? But also, you might need to do some more research on STDs and all these other things, because a lot of times, and damn, I should just have that link with me. But shout out to my dude Caleb Jones. You should check out Caleb Jones' channel. He has a video where he breaks down all of the STDs and how, you know, how likely it is for you to catch it and all this other stuff. So you got to understand is one, a lot of the STD things, it's a lot of exaggeration with it. You understand what I'm saying? With a lot of the STD type shit, right? But two, the thing is that if you are protecting yourself and getting tested regularly, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Then you should be fine. You understand what I'm saying? Like a lot of times where, and also too, the thing is that, you know, it's a good thing the girl let you know what was happening so you could at least make an informed decision. You see what I'm saying? So
no, for real.
Right. You know what I mean? So that also is a good thing that also happened too. But what I would say is that, you know, I would say do more research on it so that you at least have the information. Then once you have the information, then you could actually make a better decision of how you want to go about what you want to go about. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think this is the biggest thing that's like holding me back from really accessing that masculine energy, you know, and like just I was thriving before. I just never crossed my mind, and I was just living my life. Now it's just like always in the back of my head. So
right. So and this is the thing. You got to understand something. It's like, so I'm not going to get into all the details of, you know, STDs and all that other stuff. But what I would say is this, is that, you know, a lot of the fear that you have of it is also coming from, you know, what you've heard, because the thing is that they also want to make it, you know, scary. You understand what I'm saying? So if you Google STDs and stuff online and you look at pictures, you'd be like, God damn, this shit look crazy. And of course, those are the worst case situations. You understand what I'm saying? That happen now.
Yeah, I feel that.
Right. Again, you still want to be cautious and you still want to make sure that you are, you know, doing what you do. Like, for example, I don't understand motherfuckers who just meet people and just fuck raw. Like a lot of motherfuckers do that. I could never. You feel what I'm saying? So the thing is that,
well, that's one thing I actually test for and see. Like I kind of like act like I'm gonna fuck her raw and then put on a condom last minute. And for the girls that are just kind of like casual, I mean, women are really a reflection of guys at the end of the day. But like sometimes, like when I know the woman's a little bit concerned, that's when I know I'm like, okay, like she's cool.
Right.
But if she's just not having a care in the world, then I know like she's not very sexually responsible, and that kind of is a turn off for me.
Listen,
a lot of the time.
Right. Listen, but the thing is, even with that, you know what I'm saying? You just got to make sure that you, at the end of the day, is you know, making sure that you're doing what you need to do on your end. You see what I'm saying? Because the girl could act like she's concerned, but still be fucking a bunch of other dudes raw. You understand what I'm saying? And then you could have a chick where, for whatever reason, you're the first guy she wanted to, you know, just try it raw. You understand? But what I'm saying is that you got to make sure you're on your end not doing that, so that you don't have to worry about that from your end of the spectrum. You see what I'm saying? So you're at least protecting yourself in that manner. You see what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. This is the thing. No one is really actually safe out here at the end of the day. What I mean by that is that anyone, even if you got into a monogamous relationship with some chick, she could still fuck some other dude and you won't even know about it, and you end up catching some shit. You see what I'm saying? So So what I'm saying is that you want to be cautious, but you don't want to, you know, let this stifle you or paralyze you. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I think I'm just spending way too much. I think the connotation of me being on Bumble is that, AKA, this is a site for casual sex and casual hookups, or just online dating in general. So I don't know. I might just need to take a break from that. And
no, but this is what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. See, this is the thing. And shout out to K Zach is in the chat. He said the only 100% guarantee that you're not gonna catch anything is to stop having sex. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So whether you take a break or not, it's not gonna make a difference. Whether you meet the chick on Tinder or you meet the chick at church, it's not gonna make a difference.
Well, that's what was kind of fucking me up, because I was like, okay, this chick's playing hard to get. She must not be having as much sex.
No. And see, that's what I get.
But now I know it's not the case.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I'm saying is do your part and protect yourself as much as you can. And then make sure that you are, you know, getting tested regularly, so that you understand what I'm saying? So make sure you're doing as much as you can to protect yourself in the situation. You see what I'm saying?
Perfect. Yep. Sounds good. Right. And before I go, that's the process that I'm trying to deal with now, is just getting girls to get tested. If they're not willing to, then I let them go.
Right.
So, all right, cool. Appreciate it. Thank you for the advice.
Yes, sir. All right, man. I'm gonna holler at you, man. All right. So I think we're like right at the end of this video. I just want to finish this up and then we're gonna wrap it up. So this says let me go back and rewind to his last point real quick. Here we go.
The wellspring of life. But we must also guard our eyes. For it is also written that Job made a covenant with his eyes to not look with lust at a young woman. And what's deep, I've always found it interesting that during this day, women didn't dress as provocative as they do today. And even then, Job had the wisdom to make a covenant with his eyes to control the lust and practice sexual self-control.
So he's basically saying, guard your eyes and try not to really look at these girls so you don't feel those lustful feelings. See, you know what the problem is a lot of times is that people are trying to get away from their human nature. You understand? It's going to be human nature for you to desire to have sex with women, right? Now, again, everything should be done in moderation. It should be done, like in a way that's responsible and all this other shit, right? But the thing is that when you're trying to, and this is the problem with a lot of people, is that they're always setting themselves up for failure. You understand? It's like, oh, I'm gonna, not have sex with these women, and I'm gonna, stop looking at these women in lustful ways and blah blah blah. So it's driving you crazy because you're trying to go against your nature. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the thing is this, you're gonna have the lust in you, so you can't stop it. Right? You're supposed to be able to navigate it in a way that's beneficial for you and beneficial for the woman you're dealing with. That's it. Like, you're not going to be able to stop this shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, these motherfuckers, I swear, it's like, and then on top of that, why would you want to? But the thing is, you want to stop it or you want to suppress it because you think it's wrong. And you think it's wrong because you've been taught that it was wrong. You've bought into the propaganda. You've bought into whatever religious thing that they, taught you, and now you feel like it's wrong and all this other crazy shit. It is what it is. Let me see what some of these questions say real quick before we wrap this up. It says, if you don't believe the Bible, then who makes the rules for sex? I've come across people who say if an adult and a child consent to having sex, then it's okay. If God doesn't make the rules, who does? Oh my goodness. Steve DeLine, you got to call up, fam, because you be saying the most ridiculous shit. It says, so by his logic, if a woman is sexually attracted to me, does that mean she's already less human? That's exactly right. Because he's like, you're looking at them as less human because you want to fuck them. You understand what I'm saying? That's crazy. No, that's a good point. So if the woman's looking at you lustfully, so she thinks you're not human? If a woman just wants you for your dick, she thinks you're not human? You said, can you explain why you don't believe in fearing God? Because that doesn't make any sense. You see what I'm saying? Like, I need to know why. Like, the thing is this, why fear anything? You understand what I'm saying? Like, for what? You know what I mean? But let's see. It says, Locario, why do you believe what you do? How did you come to the understanding God in that form? Well, this is the thing. The reason why I believe what I believe, right, is because of me taking in a lot of information and then just figuring out what made sense. You know what I'm saying? But also too, right? What makes sense when it comes to you feeling happy and feeling at peace. So it's not going to make sense if I feel this lust and I'm trying to suppress this lust I feel, that's not going to make me feel peaceful. So that doesn't make sense to me, because if I'm saying if I feel the lust, then that means that's natural, right? The lust is natural. I'm a human being. We were created. We're supposed to be fucking. That's why I got a dick. She got a vagina. I'm supposed to put the dick in the vagina. What are we talking about here? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, what's the thing that makes sense? They call it fear because you could go into the lake of fire. It's so funny. It's so funny. Exactly. You said fear keeps people in line. Exactly. Exactly. You said, where can I listen to your music? Just go on, type in trends, the Locario tape, and then they'll pop up. You feel what I'm saying? I got like 3 of them on there. All right. Says, don't Steve teach not to be lustful? I don't know. You have to ask Steve. I never heard Steve say that being lustful is bad. You know what I'm saying? You'd have to ask him. He says, suppressing your urges don't make it go away. If anything, according to psychologists and others express, all it does is have you express them in more harmful ways, and it often results in disorders. Exactly. I agree with that. I agree with that. Because the issue is that natural energy is there for a reason. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that's the last question here. That is the last question here. All right, so guys, that's pretty much it, man. Tune in tomorrow for the Real Game No Theory show. And guys, make sure that you go to shoplocario.com. Make sure you go to CunninghamElements.com, MasculineIdentityMembership.com, and BadBoyMembership.com. And make sure you get on the Bad Boy membership, because right now we have the program How to Train Yourself in 90 Days to Attract and Maintain Hot Women. Make sure you do that and get that cracking. All right. So that's pretty much it. I will holler at you guys later. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm going. I'm out. Step up your game and go to shoplocario.com. That is the place where you can get my books, audio, and video programs in one place. All you got to do is type in shoplocario.com and step up your game today. Game Kings 2, The Definition of Man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below. Click the link below or go straight to MrLocario.com to get the documentary Game Kings, The Definition of Game.
Because Locario, in my opinion, it's the best dating coach on YouTube or whatever the fuck Everything he says, ambulance. Everything he says, I have nothing against him.